right now.
Okay.
From Las Vegas Light
Hello,
Fair.
Michael.
Hey, and we're here with the esteemed editor of the Edison Report, none other than Mr. Randy Reed. Randy, how are you?
I'm great, Michael. How are you?
Good, good. Greg, we got to tell these folks quickly about TCPI.com, buddy.
Oh, we
Go.
do. TCPI.com. So we're talking about these flat panels, Randy. I don't know. I know you can't see it on camera, but right here. So everybody has a flat panel, and we were talking to Ellis earlier, but nobody's doing what they're doing. They're making unique designs and different things that make it look sharp. You know, you don't want to.
It's got that three-dimensional.
Yeah.
It's got that three-dimensional look. He walked me through yesterday.
Oh, he did.
Ellis walked me through yesterday, and I got to tell you, I was blown away.
Yeah.
They have some very nice products here.
Awesome to hear.
You know,
Check the booth out.
Yeah, it's booth 2229 at Light Fair in Las Vegas right now. Randy, where do we start? There's a lot going on in lighting right now.
There's a lot going on in lighting, and there is a lot going on at Light Fair.
Ooh.
And you're in charge of just about everything out here, it seems like.
No, we're not. But we did our Lifetime Achievement Awards on Monday.
Okay.
And I will tell you, it was probably the best party that I've ever hosted, at least in the industry. A lot of big names there and some very touching speeches. We gave out 10 awards. This is our 7th Lifetime Achievement Awards. And it was just across the street at the Marriott, but it was probably the nicest event we've ever done.
Nice. Well attended, it sounds
Very well attended. It was just touching. I mean,
Yeah.
to hear some of the comments of these lighting legends, some 30, 40, 50 years in our industry, to tell their stories.
Yeah.
It was just phenomenal. We were blessed to have such a good turnout.
That is great. What other type of events have you been doing?
So yesterday, the NLB did our Tesla Awards. Now, this was our 3rd Tesla Awards, and we're so thankful to the people at Light Fair because, Greg, they allowed us to do it on the floor at Light Fair Live.
Awesome.
Okay, so we did it during the middle of the day yesterday, and we gave out a total of 12 Tesla Awards, and that was very well received. We're excited how that one continues to grow. The NLB has a booth here as well, and we are continue to recruit new members and continue to grow.
That's awesome.
And then, if I may, the other thing, the big surprise, guys, I'll use one word to describe Light Fair. And I'm telling you, yesterday morning, it was crowded. This morning, it is crowded on stations, but we're very happy because, guys, it's good for our industry. Some people will complain about Light Fair. Oh, it's too big, it's too expensive, it's too far. Remember, Light Fair is the industry. It's owned by IES, it's owned by IALD, and those are the 2 organizations that can really help grow the industry for everybody. So it's in our own interest to support this show.
And does the Edison Report have a booth?
Sure, Edison Report has a booth. 30 is the number. We have published 30 individual videos since we've been here on Sunday.
Wow.
So we've been quite busy, and we're not complaining, right? This is our, our Super Bowl, so to speak. But we have a total of 30 videos published, individual videos. It's been a great show for us. Yeah.
Wow. Randy, what do you think the next big thing in lighting is? I think we're coming to the end of, energy efficiency being such a huge priority in this industry. What do you think's next for us?
Thank God.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I really do think the centric is going to be. I'm going to rephrase. Light and health. Light and health is going to be the next big, I think, thing for us.
The part about that, and we always talk about, is how are we ever going to get to the point where we can actually prove it?
Okay, but there are different things to prove.
Okay.
We do know, and there's no dispute, brighter days and darker nights are better for us as human beings. We know that, and all the researchers agree on that. Now, how much light, what intensity, what time of day, there are some disagreements, but we know enough information that we can get started. So I do that we are going to see retrofits in these coming years. So the 1st generation LEDs, the 2nd generation, now we're going to retrofit with the health of human beings in mind.
I think, is he frozen?
I'm back. I'm here.
Is
Can you guys hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yes.
interesting. In a retrofit, I think allow me, if you don't mind, to clarify something you said. I think we know that
please.
bright sunshine during the day is good for you. And I think we know that humans are not a nocturnal species, that if we examine them zoological, they're diurnal, which means that they should be awake during the day and asleep at night. I'm not so sure that electric light can contribute positively to that. I know that it can make negatives. I mean, casinos have known for years if you shine white light directly into someone's eyes on the vertical surface at night, they'll stay longer and they'll give you their paycheck. Um, but so we know we can do damage. Can we actually create lighting systems are that people can sell at a distributor or install or whatever that actually will help human health outcomes? Do you believe that?
It's a great question, Mike. Really a great question. I appreciate you bringing it up, and I agree. Sunlight is the best. Sunlight is the absolute best, and daylighting. And if you can get, that's what you need. Unfortunately, not everybody. Let's try to give quality of light that, and maybe you give people options and you allow them to control their own lighting for what they prefer for color and for intensity throughout the day. But I do think artificial light in the morning is not as good as bright as natural sunlight in the morning, but it's still better than just being in a dim fog 24
Hmm.
hours a day.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's a point that is going to be determined. We're never going to really know for a few years yet, but I agree. I think that's something. Is there anything at the show here you've seen that has blown you away, or?
Yeah. I will just tell you one thing that, I'm an old ballast guy, right?
Yeah.
And I was at the lead dance booth, and they are programming a driver with their phone, tapping it like you would tap at Apple Pay.
Really?
Okay, and the driver doesn't have to be energized. Now, I worked for an Israeli company in 2007 to Metrolight. We were doing it 232. We were connected to 232 port to the ballast, and we would program the EEPROM or program the software. And now they literally tap it with a phone. So an electrical distributor, okay, Michael, you've got these drivers in stock. The contractor needs a certain wattage, a certain current. You can program it, or the contractor can program it. And it looks just like an Apple Pay. You get a check mark. Okay, this transaction is approved. Okay, this software was uploaded.
Wow.
No.
So that was really cool, by the way.
Wow.
And then I got to tell you something else that I just saw for retrofit world, and I don't play in the retrofit world so much. I'm more into architectural lighting and new construction. But I was over at Green Creative, and they showed me LED 4-pin replacement for the compact fluorescent, and they had a little adapter, and it was also a 2-pin.
Wow.
So you just took off the adapter to have a 2-pin, or you could do a 4-pin, and they've got a patent on it. Now, again, I don't think about compact fluorescent replacements. I'd much rather replace the whole fixture. But there's a complete retrofit world out there that's looking at cost and energy savings, and now you've got one SKU to do that. Wow. So I thought that was pretty exciting. So yeah, I'm from A. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, like people outside the lighting industry and then even out of certain sections of the lighting industry would be like, what? But that's a really cool innovation, actually, to have like a multiple base for all the different CFLs or different kinds of CFLs. That's a really good innovation for the lighting industry. I like that.
Yeah. I was at a small company, EFOI, Energy Focus, and they were showing me a T8 LED retrofit tube with a built-in battery pack. Okay, and I had never seen that. So I think so I'm telling you, I'm learning a lot about the show, but I want to just give a plug for the Edison Report if I can. Yeah. So we did these 30 videos, and we were, we do some 20-hour days here at the show. But on Wednesday, what I do, I have 2 expensive chair, the entire floor. Okay, you won't believe what those chairs. They're extremely comfortable, and I invite people in, and I sit there and I listen.
Yep.
Okay, so on Wednesday of Light Fair, this is my listening day. So people come in and they just talk to me, and they tell me what's going on in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
They tell me what's going on at the show. They tell me what's going on with their company. That's saying, to have Light Fair back as normal because we're getting back to. But then on Thursday is when I walk the show, and that's when I really learn. So we're a little premature for me to tell you what I've learned at the show, but that's what I've seen so far.
Wow, Greg, what what have we over the COVID pandemic? What have we lost in the industry? I mean, I don't know if I go to Greg on this question. I mean, is there anything missing, Randy, that you think was there before?
Well, there are not as many people, so there aren't as many exhibitors, right? But in a way, it's more manageable. And so instead of a Signify having an army of people, I don't know how many they have. I don't know that I've seen maybe a handful of Signify people. So I shouldn't single them out. But what I'm finding is everybody seems to be kind of on more equal terms. The huge booths are gone. Okay, the giant booths that we used to joke had a zip code, right? They're gone. But you still have big booths with plenty of product, and you have enough people working in them, you can really learn. So I think, I don't know, it's a weird thing. I like this size of Light Fair. I find it very comfortable. I find it very manageable, and I am quite happy with it. And we're in a new center here, this West Hall. We've never been in a facility this nice ever at any lighting trade show.
Yeah.
It is first class.
No, and I would agree with that. I think it is. I can look that way, and I see the whole show, up in this booth, but it's manageable.
Remember, we used to be in a basement one year. I mean, they had some in a basement.
Right.
And that was bad.
Yeah.
So the scale, I mean, maybe it was ripe for a scale adjustment in the lighting industry as a whole, not just at the trade shows, but maybe the boom is over, and now the industry's kind of going into a consolidation phase. Maybe some of the ESCOs will be less in lighting than they were before. I don't know, Randy. I feel like there is a consolidation back to the people that are committed to lighting, perhaps.
It's going to be about an impending recession. And I don't want to go on the record to discuss it, but a lot of people think, not just in our industry, that a recession is coming. The question is, how are we going to react? Because the recession will come, in my opinion, and it will end. And then the recession is going to end maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years. COVID will be a thing of the past. Hopefully Ukraine will be independent and that war will be over and Ukraine will be rebuilding. And I'm telling you, these could be the biggest boom times we've ever seen. Because we're having boom times as COVID ended, but then we have supply chain, we have all these issues and too much money in the market, and now we have this recession that's coming. But once we can kind of get that behind us, I think the companies that manage the recession, if we do get it, will just come out smelling like roses when it's over.
There's also the alternative hypothesis, that, and I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I've heard a lot of people talking about recession, but I think the lighting industry can be recession proof. I don't think it needs to hit the lighting industry as hard as maybe it's going to hit other industries. I think that there's going to be a forced move to repairing LED lighting fixtures, which people cannot avoid. They need their critical infrastructure working, outdoor street lights and indoor lights. There's going to be some burnouts on some of these fixtures that were installed, and they need to be fixed. And I also think that, that with some of the products coming out with a company like TCP, we're seeing some better products that are at lower cost and maybe make more sense. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, again, with some of the stuff that TCP is doing, I mean, Ella showed me a downlight, okay, the fan, okay, and you've got UVC behind it. So you didn't see the UVC, obviously. You didn't even know it was there, but the fan, and I will tell you, that is a brilliant product. And I do think, to your point, I hope you're right, Michael, and you could be right. Because, again, it gets back to this light and health. So this product that Ellis showed me that TCP, that is a light type product. So you can see commercial application, hospitality retrofit, and maybe you don't retrofit every downlight with 1 out of 10. Maybe it's like an emergency backup battery pack. Every 1 out of 10 fixtures, you're going to have UVC built into it, hidden to clean the air.
You know, UVC, the lighting industry truly hasn't embraced it yet. I mean, the idea of active air disinfection is such a wonderful adjunct to the lighting industry. I mean, in the age of COVID-19 and
Right.
that, I mean, it's such an easy play. We know how to do it. We've known how to do it for years, and it works. So I agree with you on that. That's a wonderful product that TCP came up with there. And I'm not, you know, when you look from things from a macroeconomic perspective, sure, there's going to be a recession. I'm not sure the lighting industry is going to see a recession, but maybe some consolidation and some companies exiting, which will create opportunities for the ones that stay, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Hmm. All right, folks, this has been another live stream from TCP's booth in Las Vegas, booth number 2229. Check it out. Go to tcpi.com, and we're going to shut this live stream down. Well, thanks, Randy Reed. Go to edisonreport.com. That's right, for the #1 news site in the lighting industry. And we're signing off right now. Bye for now, folks. See you in a couple minutes.